Let's take a look at this featherweight tale of the tape. Diogo Reis, 25 years old, 5'5", weighed in at 145 pounds. Shay, 22 years old, 5'7", 146 pounds. Here we go.
Baby Shark with the belt on, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. That's the Luta Livre roots of Melky Galvão. So Luta Livre specialist as well as a BJJ black belt. It's the first time we've seen somebody wearing the belt here at Who's Number One. Pretty cool. Little Luta Livre representation here. Hugo Duarte was actually at one of our Who's Number Ones a few events ago.
There you can see the flexibility that I was talking about with Shay, just insanely flexible. So as we see Diogo or Baby Shark get around, his head is going to play a very pivotal role on getting past those legs, or just potentially just wearing Shay's down, so the core muscles, wearing him down, and potentially using that as a tactic to get the guard past. So the head will go into the stomach unless he's going to walk back around. So to pass an inverted guard, you can keep the feet pinned above the head and then actually move back down back actually behind the hips, or do this where the forehead is in the stomach and then you get rid of the legs. That forehead's got to stay on the belly button though, otherwise all this happens right here. There's the forehead, there's the head, is in good position. It's a bit scary though when you put your head in a good position with somebody's legs like that, because you're going to feel like your arms are always in jeopardy.
This feels like the classic passer versus guard player matchup that we kind of expected this to be. But Diogo Reis training with the likes of Mika Galvão. Mika's got some insane flexibility as well. Maybe not as flexible as Shay, but Mika can get stretched, and I think Diogo has the experience of dealing with flexible guards. So it'll be interesting to see what he does to really solidify positions against Shay here.
He's doing a good job of creeping above the knees, and that's something that he'll need to get over that knee on that side. He chooses to exit, or like I said, you can use it a tactic to walk around north-south, put your head in the stomach, and just work on wearing down the core muscles and the hip flexors of your opponent. We've seen this work very well.
Diogo Reis has a really intricate guard passing system, a lot of trapping, a lot of redirectional movements, a lot of lateral movements side to side, as you see it there. And he's stuffing those legs in, just trying to shut down any sort of attachment that Shay can make. And now Diogo's got a nice little pass attempt. He's bypassed the one leg, looking for a double under, stacking Shay here.
This is good for him. This is where you want to pass an inverted guard. You can also staple an arm down with your shin, but that's where you want to be. You get behind the hips, you get your chest behind the hips, and then the inversion, really they can't play guard anymore. They have to decide to tip over all the way like this, or you can staple an arm down and work on getting inside the legs.
Diogo Reis, the current ADCC world champion, former Who's Number One champion. He's pretty much won every major title in the IBJJF. So this is a big match for Shay to make his debut in. Not only, making a Who's Number One debut, but one against pretty much the best out there. Now Diogo Reis with a beautiful submission attack. Gets the submission on Shay. Diogo Reis, the Baby Shark, just ate the man from Scotland.
Yeah, just a roll, arm and guillotine. Starts off as an arm and guillotine, moved right into that Darce choke, and the Anaconda, and was able to finish it off.
Baby Shark!
Let's take a look at this bantamweight tale of the tape. Emily Ferreira, 22 years old, 5'4", weighed in at 145 pounds. Jasmine Hosha, 22 years old, 5'3", weighed in at 146. Jasmine Hosha sits guard right away.
Yeah.
Great strategy, not letting Emily attack with her close guard.
Yeah,
at
that's
the beginning of the match. Attacking the legs right away is Jasmine Hosha. You said it. She's trying to get a faster submission than her brother here.
Yeah, she went on the Oki lock there. She did shin to shin, pulled it, sucked in the legs. But Emily doing a good job of keeping herself back and out of harm's way. But yeah, it's
Jasmine Hosha had an amazing campaign at the ADCC West Coast Trials. Looking to set the pace for the Hosha family and basically predicted a shutout and said, you know, once I get my win, that'll be 2-0 for the Hoshas, and her pops will continue that momentum against Meregali later in the main event tonight. We shall see.
yeah. Yeah, Hosha, Jasmine here has attacks from all over. And, you know, I think Emily right now is trying to figure out, hey, I'm sure her passing is good, but hey, how do I get to my real strong suit? And as you mentioned, her close guard is that for her, I believe.
And you know what? If you had to coach somebody against Jasmine Hosha, you would want to have a very controlling guard. So close guard would be the exact position to do so. And it's no coincidence Jasmine knows that, hence her opting to sit and attack from the bottom.
Emily doing a good job keeping her knees in there. She's got to get up there a little bit higher. And I'd like for her to pummel that left foot in.
And you know, Jasmine, you talk about the game of Jasmine. She's comfortable in all aspects, whether it be on the bottom, passing, attacking the legs, attacking the arms. She's you know, she went through the Brazilian trials, she did the West Coast trials.
Emily doing a good job of keeping the knee in the middle there, safe to split the legs. She'll have to keep that left leg open and aware so it doesn't get scooped up. There, she's circling back to the right. She can put her left hook in the middle, continue to circle.
Here you see her father and brother, Vagner Hosha and Achilles Hosha in the corner of Jasmine.
Yeah, when Achilles won, Vagner looked right at me and said, that's my boy. She got almost around the legs then. So now inside the closed guard, she's able to come up. Ezekiel attempt there.
This is something you don't see too often. Standing position in the closed guard with an Inoki Ezekiel.
Yeah,
but
you gotta watch. Sorry.
Go ahead.
You gotta watch the legs here now.
Yeah.
This closed guard is both good to enter on the bottom into the legs and on the top. Both people can enter, but I don't believe that's Emily's idea to enter into the leg game. But Jasmine will 100% use that space to scoop in, but she couldn't quite do it.
Emily Fernandez fighting out of Midland, Texas, representing Bastos BJJ. Actually has a win over Rosa Walsh. It's about 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Jasmine Hosha win over Amanda Bruze from Atos. Fought for the title against Fionn Davies, came short in that match, but looking to make her way back to title contention here at Who's Number One. Emily trying to pick up the pace with the passing attempts here. Jasmine with a nice little sweep attempt. And I believe these young ladies have competed. Oh, and Jasmine Hosha gets the submission. May have injured the knee there, looks like, of Emily. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see that, but Jasmine.
Yeah, she went in on that.
Yeah.
The foot slid out. Once your heel gets on the ribs, that's what it looked like to me. And then, wow, when you crank on that, it goes on quickly.
Yeah, round of applause. No one wants to see anyone here who's number one get hurt. Hopefully, Emily's not too injured, but congratulations, Jasmine Hosha.
Your winner by submission via Aoki lock, Jasmine Rocha.
let's take a look at this welterweight tale of the tape. JT Torres, 22 years old, 5'8", weighed in at 170.2 pounds. Nicky Ryan, 22 years old, 5'7", 170 pounds. This is a match the entire grappling world has waited to see for quite some time, and it's going to happen here at Who's Number 123. Let's go.
Yeah, JT has this notorious arm drag cross trip, so we'll see if that comes in, if that's what he wants to do. Nice little low ankle attack, but both these guys can wrestle for sure, so it'll be interesting to see the tactics that Nicky Ryan plays.
Yeah, Nicky Ryan hasn't competed at Who's Number 1 for quite some time, but he does have some big wins. Win over Rene Souza, Gabriel Almeida, PJ Barge, Tony Ramos, and Dante Leon in the road to ADCC. JT win over Majid Hage. So a lot of experience for Nicky Ryan on Who's Number 1. But JT Torres, you know, he's done it all. He's beaten the best in the world. He's won every major competition in the world, from ADCC Worlds to IBJJF, Pan Ams. You name it, JT's been there, done that.
Good positioning here. That right hand pressing away, the left hand inside. Nice little high crotch try, but JT saw it coming, just steps right out. It's a beautiful shot, though, by Nicky Ryan. That just shows you the level that we're dealing with here. Beautiful shot, but just saw it coming the entire way, so.
Yeah, I think our tail of the tape was inaccurate there. It said JT was 22 years old. I think JT was going to appreciate that one, but he's a little older than that. Nicky Ryan, one of the youngest competitors in ADCC and Who's Number 1. JT's got a lot of experience, man. You know, gi no gi. He's just, as you said, very precise, very perfect. Nicky Ryan with a nice little shot there. JT shucking that off.
It's a very nice shot as well. Use that right hand to create some space. Opened up a little space, level changed nicely, but again, JT, great position.
And, you know, huge contrast of styles, right? JT, really good wrestling. As you said, he's got that arm drag, double leg. Nicky Ryan, good wrestling as well, but he's got some really, really good wrestle up. Nicky more so known for the leg attacks. JT more positionally dominant competitor. So very, very, very contrasting styles here.
2 minutes and 30 seconds in. Elbow control and head position off the outside. Make him move, make him move.
See Ethan Krelestein in the corner of Nicky Ryan. Look for Ethan to be competing in the next Who's Number 1. We got a big match announcement coming up soon on FloGrappling.com. Stay tuned.
JT using that right hand nicely off to push away a little bit, create some space to deal with that collar tie. Now you can see Nicky using the exact same tactic to push away the shoulder collarbone area to get some space. There's the cross strip I was talking about. This arm drag cross strip. Defended nicely.
Hey, we're working on him.
So we've seen shots, we've seen takedown attempts from both men, both getting countered. Now Nicky with a nice double again, and JT just shutting it down.
That's it. I mean, these are good shots, but JT just sees it coming, and he actually got stood up just a little bit there. So the work on the head of Nicky's might be doing some good.
JT going low for that ankle pick. A lot of fakes, a lot of level changes, a lot of fading going on. Nicky with a nice single leg attempt there.
Yes, sir. Very good, very good.
Now, if I had to bet on who will be pulling guard first, I feel as though it will be Nicky.
100%. I don't think that JT has any. There's a nice shot as well. Don't think he has any intention on sitting down whatsoever. He's
Waiting.
About 20 seconds, we're going to have our first judge's favor, which is, you know, pretty tight.
That's going to be
I'm not too sure who's going to get this one, but
really good. Nicky's starting to move JT a little bit here. And, I would say the two shots that JT has taken a bit closer to getting in control. That was a nice little reshot there.
Yeah, nice reshot there.
Red.
JT Torres with the first judge's favor here. Referee Gabriel Martinez stopped the action to sort of rev a little fire under their butts here and say, come on, guys, you got to do something here. We don't want to go to a decision with you both standing.
I like the movement Nicky's starting to create now. And on a very low single, JT's got that hip lock. Nicky has secured the leg, so if he can clear the head, he'll be able to keep JT down. He's got to clear his head, though, or start to come out the backside. He's trying to knee bar right there. He has got a tight knee bar attempt now. You can see it underneath. He's trying. Depends on where the hip is. If the hip is directly on the knee, that one gets very, very painful. Now his knee is off. You can see it's not the same position.
Nice, Nicky, nice.
JT trying to work his way towards the back there, now picking up Nicky's leg and attacking with the leg submission of his own. Using that to get to the top position of Nicky Ryan is JT Torres.
Beautiful attack there. Now JT's got to clear that left leg out. Start to smash down Nicky's leg. So he's got to pass towards his left, but he's also got to clear that lock on his left side.
JT stapling the right arm down of Nicky Ryan. Does not want that grip to start grabbing this leg.
Yeah, there it is.
As you see it.
Underhook would bode well, but now he's too high for that underhook. JT's legs are stuck right now, so Nicky's going to get a crank on that foot while JT's legs are stuck. See, his right leg is over and under, but it's stuck. He sticks himself there. He's got to go on a counter leg attack here.
Nicky Ryan just submitted JT Torres. Wow.
There you go.
You mentioned his legs were stuck. JT's leg, he was triangling his own legs. He was just unable to counter that submission attempt. Nicky Ryan with a huge win here at Who's Number One. It's been quite some time to see this young man here on the Who's Number One stage, and what a way to make his return. Going into ADCC, Nicky Ryan just made a big statement here.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by submission due to an ankle lock, Nicky Ryan!
Let's take a look at this heavyweight tale of the tape. Felipe Pena, 32 years old, 6'2", weighed in at 234.6 pounds. Rafael Lovato, 40 years old, 6'3", weighed in at 228.4 pounds. You know, we talk about Meregali and Hosha. This is one of the most anticipated matches of the entire card. This could be a main event in any single super fight promotion, any Who's Number One if it wasn't for the Meregali Hosha match. But this is a match between two of the greatest America, Brazil, legend versus legend. This is Pena and Lovato. Lovato's got a little bit of spice coming off that last match against Pena's student, Pedro Marinho.
Yeah. And you know what I think actually Pena should do is get in the legs. He's very, very good and crafty at his leg entanglements into bear traps and various things, and he creates a lot of back taking opportunities off that. Like right now he's dealing with Lovato's strength from the standing position.
Lovato taking a page out of Vagner Hosha's book, a little shoulder check.
Lovato using that hand on the shoulder there to create space before.
Man, Lovato looks fired up for this match.
He does.
He's coming in with some extra little bit of heat. And, you know, recently the FloGrappling team was in Brazil, and they were able to visit Felipe Pena in Minas Gerais, and, you know, Pena really made a statement and said, you know what, like, I'm motivated after his last loss. He's like, I want to go to ADCC and win. He's training like a champ. He looks in the best shape of his life. This could be a newly reinvigorated Felipe Pena. And we've seen a lot of ups and downs in Pena's career over the years. We've seen him beat Gordon, lose to Gordon. We've seen him at ADCC. We've seen beating guys like Buchecha, who's now in his corner for this match.
Yeah, he's picked up a snag single.
Nice takedown by Felipe Pena.
It was a nice change direction to get behind, but tricky position here. Lovato with that overhook. Pena, yeah, hip position is so important here as these two walk to the middle. So there's the
beautiful throw attempt there.
Big Haraya attempt there.
There's a lot at stake with this match here too. You know, both men coming off losses. You know, Lovato and Pena, and they want to both, you know, climb up the ranks. They both want, you know, the big matches, the Gordon Ryans, the Nicholas Meregalis out there. There's a lot at stake here with this match.
So Pena just snagged the single in that last attempt. Just literally just lowered his level, grabbed the knee.
Trip attempt there by Pena.
Just got to pull a little bit more. He's tilted a little bit. So.
You see Marcus Almeida Buchecha, one of the greatest of all time. You know, somebody that's competed against Pena a lot over the years, and now in the corner of Felipe Pena. And, you know, Buchecha's got experience against Lovato. Fought at the ADCC Super Fight in the West Coast Trials. I think it was 2017.
Yeah.
Lovato stalking Pena, as we expected.
Arm drag attempt there.
Yeah, it looked like he hit a brick wall in that one.
Neither one of these guys are small, that's for sure. Lovato working.
See Victor Hugo in the corner of Rafael Lovato. Six Blades representative in the house. Got some news coming up with Victor Hugo coming up real soon. Stay tuned for that.
Gotta like Lovato's work rate here. It's not reckless. He's pretty consistent with his pressure. He's got to start to create a little bit of an opportunity now. You can see him sort of start level changing. I mean, I think if he takes a shot, I think he's going to at least get in on the leg now. Felipe showed the guillotine earlier, so you know that that's probably one of the tactics that they worked on.
And Felipe is the type of athlete that will guillotine you, gi or no gi.
Yeah.
And, you know, to get it in the gi
Judges
is
favor
sometimes tough.
Red.
Pena gets the favor so far. Yeah, I was just mentioning the dangerous guillotine of Felipe Pena. So Lovato, obviously a student of the game, knows that. He's got to be careful with those shots. But Lovato's got to be more aggressive here. He doesn't want the same thing to happen at the Masters #1 against Pena's student, Pedro Marino. But something tells me this could go differently. Pena fighting out of Minas Gerais, Belo Horizonte, Brazil. Gracie Baja representative, ADCC open weight champion in 2017. He's won worlds multiple times, gi and no gi. was BJ Stars heavyweight GP champion, Copa Podio heavyweight Grand Prix champion. Also won the Brazilian trials back in the day, 2015. Rafael Lovato as well, world champion gi, no gi. Actually, one of the guys that goes out and wins the Brazilian Nationals.
Yeah.
Quite a few times. And Pena elects to sit and play guard. This shall be interesting.
I don't think that's a bad move from him. I mean,
absolutely not. This is where Pena wants to be.
Yeah.
Other than the back, getting in the back, but like instead of standing, I think, you know, Pena's guard game, as you mentioned, is one of the best in the business.
Yeah, he creates a lot of good opportunities once he gets entangled into the legs. Here he goes.
It looked like Pena threatened the Choi bar for a second, then used that opportunity to suck up the leg. Pena has the ability to entangle the legs and work a wrestle up or back take. Doesn't necessarily go to attack the legs with submissions, but he uses that for a number of different offensive movements.
High and low, high and low. Yes, don't buy into that. There we go. Nice.
Oh, they're really trying to get in. He's got that over-under clinch, but nothing.
Show their box so you can get to the leg.
7 minutes, 24 seconds left in this match. So far, Pena gets the judge's favor. We're gonna have another judge's favor coming up in about 2 minutes.
And they get double unders, trying to get the hips in. But
And, you know, the thing with Felipe Pena, let's not forget something. His name is Preguiça, which means sloth, like the actual animal from Brazil. So it's you know, Pena's style is not super hyper aggressive, but he is a genius in the counterattack game and scrambles. He turns it on, and he can turn the intensity from 9 to 90 in a split second. Lovato has that consummate pace, that just go forward pace all the time, in your face, pressure, pressure, pressure. So big contrast styles, both men really good in the stand-up area. No coincidence, we were back to it again.
Let's go back side of the hook shoe. Let's go back side of the hook shoe.
5:42 left in this match. Be interesting to see if Pena pulls once again.
yeah, I don't think I mean, he got in on a leg pretty well, and he's a bit behind on this standing right here as Lovato starts, you know, moving him around a little easier. But again, I don't know what his game plan is. But
Judges favor red.
And it gets the second judge's favor.
yeah, Lovato, I believe it's, yeah, I mean, should shoot, should go for his foot sweeps. He's shown that he can do it. He's wearing, I mean, he's doing a good, he does such a good job of wearing people down. He's wearing Felipe down a little bit. I think now's the time. It's starting to get 4 minutes in. He's got to start testing a few things. Test a single, see what the response is going to be. Test your foot sweep again off this underhook. He's getting underhook nicely, and
A shot by Felipe. Lovato defends.
Let's go. Let's keep your pace up. 1 minute. Let's go.
And Pena is very, very intelligent. His mat IQ is second to none, and he knows that those shots, nice double attempt, is going to start winning favor of those judges if it goes to a decision. Hopefully it doesn't, but we shall see.
Yeah, it puts a little notch. Like,
Yeah.
Who's offensive? Who's offensive? Who's offensive?
Lovato continuing to walk forward, but he's got, here we go. Pulling guard is Lovato. This could be a big game changer in this match.
Chest bump with the left leg. Chest bump.
Felipe might try to stay. Almost like he was going to step over, but with that left leg, which would be uncharacteristic, I think. He's trying to step back.
And, you know, props to Lovato for pulling guard here at this point.
Yeah.
You know, trying to change things up. Pena stalking, trying to pass, trying to lock those hips. Pena back on top, putting the pressure, keeping it down. Lovato making space. Interesting that Lovato didn't stand there. You notice?
Yeah. I mean, Lovato does have a good guard, but I would say if I'm telling Lovato what to do right now, which I'm not, but is you got to try a takedown. If you're willing to end up on the bottom, I feel like, hey, you could you might as well end up on the bottom after a failed or a countered takedown attempt anyway. But Lovato does have a good guard, but Felipe is also, he's got this Felipe Pena on top in your half, not, you know.
It's interesting, Felipe continues to maintain grip on Lovato's left leg, almost like he wants to attack the foot lock or a toe hold, right? But at the same time trying to open up Lovato's hip there to get passing opportunities. Pena in that really uncomfortable position on top. Not all the way, chest to chest, not too far. There it is again. Just stalking Lovato. Lovato's got to be careful here to expose the back if he turns to his side too much. And I believe that's what Gilbert Burns did to him here at Who's Number One in the past. Same methodology. 1 minute, 6 seconds left in this match. Battle of Legends. You see Pedro Marillo, who has a win over Lovato. Lovato doubling down now, going for the leg attack on Felipe Pena. Doesn't really have it extended. We talked about this in the rules meeting. We're looking for compelling submission attempts. And Lovato, although he is going for that leg, does not have it straightened out, Sean Williams.
Got to bring the knee under. There he goes. Got to take Felipe up over his head and then to his back. Not just try to muscle him over. Bring him forward first and then go over the back. And then you got to untie those legs.
22 seconds left in this match.
There, he's got to pull a little bit more. It's getting a little looser now.
Nice knee cut in the closing seconds of the match by Pena. Was unable to pass the guard, and that is it. We'll go to the judges. This is a tough one to call.
It is.
You know, Lovato walking forward the entire time, had that one exchange at the end. Pena had some earlier leg entanglements, not looking for submissions, but he did get a takedown at one point. Lovato with a beautiful counter attempt there. Pena pulled guard, worked well from the bottom, was able to actually get to the top position somewhat. There it is. Yeah, just a lot of attempts, but no one really stabilized positions. So Lovato eventually pulled guard towards the end of the match, went for that submission attempt, but we'll see what the judges say here. Let's kick it over to the judges.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner. Out of the red corner, Felipe Pena.
Take a look at this middleweight tail of the tape. Tommy Langaker, 30 years old, 5'11", weighed in at 185.2. Andrew Tackett, 21 years old, 5'11", 181.6 pounds. It's no coincidence that this is the co-main event because we wanted the most exciting match that we think is going to happen here just before the main event. We want you guys at home to get your money's worth. And here in Arlington, Texas, and as I say that, Andrew Tackett right in on a single leg on Tommy Langaker.
Yeah, interesting enough, I think that both of these, it's one of the biggest challenges for both of these individuals. Like Andrew Tackett's out there versus Tommy Langaker.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and then likewise, no gi-wise here, Tommy's in there versus Andrew Tackett. So both of these guys have their work cut out for them. I think it's a really good test for each of these guys. Langaker much more comfortable in this place than I think on the feet, where he's on his back, working from leg entanglement to back take is something that he specializes. He does a really nice outside roll inside and out to create opportunities to get to the back.
You know, talking with Andrew Tackett in the lobby today, he told me, man, if I'm not moving in a match for more than 2 seconds, I get disappointed in myself. He's like, I gotta keep moving. And now talk about movement. Langaker had a nice front headlock there. Look at that flying knee guard pass, knee slide pass, I should say, by Andrew Tackett. And it's that type of movement that has made Andrew Tackett one of the fan favorites here at Who's Number One, a contestant on the Who's Next reality show, where he actually has a win over Big Dan Monaseo. You know, he's got a lot of experience here. Who's Number One, wins over PJ Barnes, Troy Russell, Renee Souza. Andrew Tackett is the future of grappling. And you know, there's a lot of you know, story behind this match. As we mentioned, it was supposed to be Tommy versus Mika. Mika had to withdraw from the match, and you know, Tackett was supposed to fight Mika in the finals of the Night of Champions, where he first defeated PJ Barge, but Andrew Tackett threw out his back in that Night of Champions bracket, wasn't able to compete against Mika, so now he steps in to replace Mika against Tommy. Look at the movements. I think I'm going to shut up and just enjoy this.
Yeah, look at that little jumping guard pass right there. Was stuck in a deep guillotine, but then got past the legs well and finds himself cross-eyed. Langaker ready to shoot a single here to get back to the guard. Trying to get his legs up and over. He looks like he's going to be able to recover his guard here.
Look at the flexibility and guard recovery from Langaker. Yeah, it's only been 3 minutes in the match. We've seen a lot of different positions and a lot of attacks already. The pace of these two young competitors here.
Yeah, just sort of jump around the head, very nice.
And you know, one of Andrew Tackett's first matches was against Mika Galval. Oh, look at the back take of Andrew Tackett. One hook in.
Tommy got his left arm stuck in a pretty bad position and could not. Andrew threw his right hook and he couldn't put him down. He's gonna have to get to his left hip. Langaker just put his left hip on the floor so he can scrape Tackett off. Tackett with this half Nelson here, trying to turn Tommy.
Keep that shoulder glued to your chest. Keep text heavy and don't lose that hip with your knee. That knee comes over his hip.
Tackett on the back of Langaker. You have a judge's favor here in about a minute, but I think it's going to go to Tackett, if I had to say.
Yeah, this right here was a big moment for Tackett. So Langaker could still scrape his left hip on. He's really hanging out in the turtle here. trying to clear the hooks. Got to be watch the breakdowns though by Tacket. Here has a gift wrap now. Throws the leg up and over, and arm isolated now as well. He's got the arm isolated. Langaker trying to get low. That's what brings the Kimuras and the arm locks and the triangles now. Got to watch the follow-up triangle here. The lower he gets, the more that triangle's coming. There he got both arms back inside now.
What's amazing with Tackett is, even though he's only 22 years old, it's the experience that he has and the mat IQ that he has is amazing. He's such a reckless, you know, just does
Judges
crazy
favor
stuff.
blue.
Langaker needs to get to his side. He's going to try to build it. It looks like he's going to try to build his base, but this is dangerous. He's got a hand on the floor. His neck is exposed. He's gonna be taking a lot of that. A little forearm to the face to try to open up the chin. And there he elects to get down. He should get to his side now to get rid of that body triangle. There he's going. Now he can get, once you get to the side, he can get his hands in defense. With the hands on the floor, even though those things aren't getting to the neck. Yeah, gotta watch the cradle here.
Gotta be careful of his leg if Tackett scooped that leg.
Right.
Sulu arm stretch.
Right.
Maybe not from the triangle, but.
Oh, you can absolutely do it. Yeah, you can go after that leg on his left side versus that 4-point.
So Sean, if you're in a situation here and you got that body triangle, you just cannot get that rear naked choke.
Yeah.
At what point do you open up that body triangle and start to attack arms and, you know, maybe look for other positions here?
I don't think yet. You're a long way from it still. 8 minutes left, and you're wearing down. I mean, these things are wearing your opponent down. Only if you feel like you're losing the ability to attack is when I would say. But Tommy, he should get to his side. That way his hands get in. He's got an arm across the neck now.
Drag him out. I want your hips into his back, and I want his head bent back over his hip.
8 minutes.
Hands are in. That's in. That's on.
And he gets the submission. Andrew Tackett just submitted Tommy Langaker with the rear naked choke. The Austin, Texas native with the Fighting Tackett family in attendance. William Tackett, his brother, who also won the ADCC West Coast Trials, same day as Andrew recently. Andrew fixes that hair he was so concerned about at the press conference. Amazing job. There it is. Wow. Very impressive performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by rear naked choke, Andrew Tackett.
Of the tape, Nicholas Meregali, 30 years old, 6'3", weighed in at 234.4 pounds. Vagner Hosha, 41 years old, 5'10", weighed in at 208.4 pounds. Press conference, Meregali said to Vagner, toughness isn't the determining factor. He says, everyone's tough, but my jiu-jitsu is what wins matches, not my toughness.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement. He's I think if he gets up on the head, Meregali, then Vagner on the feet needs to get behind him if he can. If he picks up the leg, we know Meregali is exceptionally good with his Uchimata as a counter wrestling technique. On the feet here, he's going to need to find himself to get behind Meregali, but it's going to be tough because these are not straight shots he's going to have to do. He's going to have to get a single, then get behind him, duck unders, get behind him.
Vagner Rocha, big win over Luke Griffith recently. A month ago. now taking on Luke's training partner, Nicholas Meregali. Man, they're getting pretty chippy.
Yeah, this is it. Meregali reaches with that lead hand, so maybe that's a tactic where if Vagner can get underneath that reaching arm with the lead side, that's where he can get around to the back. Actually, Wagner's very good with his underhook here too. There's the Uchimata, but Vagner likes that underhook as well, so he's very good with the underhook.
Vagner defends and just laughed it off and said that was nothing. Again, the mental warfare that Vagner Hosha likes to instill in his opponents, trying to get Nicholas to get emotional. One of the keys to victory here, Nicholas Meregali, as you say, fighting out of Austin, Texas, representing Team New Wave, training with the likes of Gordon Ryan, Giancarlo Bedoni, Gary Tonin, Big Dan, Luke Griffith, team full of monsters there.
Yeah.
Meregali, multiple-time World Jiu-Jitsu champion, Pan champion, Brazilian Nationals, BJJ Stars, IBJJF-GP. He's done it all, and he's 5-0 in Who's Number One, coming off that massive win over Kainan Duarte in his last Who's Number One appearance. You see the talking in the match. Vagner Hosha coming from Hollywood, Florida, owner of the Vagner Hosha Martial Arts Academy. First place, the EBI Combat Invitational, silver and bronze medalist at ADCC. Big wins over Ronaldo Jr., John Blank, Josh Hinger, 3-1 at Who's Number One. And he's had wars, he's had scraps at ADCC.
He's got to deal with these collar ties a little bit better, although he always seems like he's in very good shape as Vagner. But Meregali gets heavy on that head, and he's tall. He's tall and he's heavy. He's 6'3", and he's heavy, so he's going to put a lot of weight down when he has these collar ties like this. Now Vagner is good with his underhook.
Do you notice a different stance from Meregali today, Sean? Just kind of, it just looks like in the opening minute or so, he took this weird stance with his arm, kind of. I almost think, I'm trying to figure out if he's trying to bait Vagner to pick up that leg so he can counter it with his judo, or what's up?
Yeah, when you come forward with your hands in good defensive position, you're trying to get your opponent to reach to you, to touch you, and to open that up. It's a good way to enter. You can just enter moving your forehead towards their chest to get them to put their hands out, rather than you establishing or overreaching too much. Maybe that's the tactic that he was thinking he was going to use. You got to be careful chasing Vagner down, though, because you can use that as an entry, right? It's almost like a shootboxing MMA entry. You get chased down, the guy just sets a half a step back, all of a sudden he times you when you're walking forward, and Vagner can use that as an entry. Foot sweeps on this left side for Vagner.
Yeah, and it's that tactic that, got Vagner that big takedown on Luke Griffith. Just kind of baited him forward and just took a single shot. Didn't really pick up the leg and try to spin to the outside or anything. It was just a straight shot, got him down.
Yeah, blast doubles can come from there. When you're backing up and then you just drop your level on your opponent's entry like that. When Meregali's walking with square chests. Headbutted.
Dirty Vagner!
Finger. Finger.
Yeah, it looks like he may have just taken a little finger. I will say this. This has been the most time that Meregali's been on the feet in a match here at Who's Number One. So I think a lot of people just assumed that this would be a shutout, but Vagner is not afraid. He's taking it to Meregali. He's coming forward. And, he's giving him some fits on the feet.
Yeah.
See John Danaher and Gordon Ryan in the corner of Nicholas Meregali. Waiting for the match to restart here. Here we go. Looks like Meregali getting a little quicker with his attempts here.
He's definitely putting more pressure now forward.
And inside, you always win. Shield, shield, shield. Pass the elbow. Pass the elbow. Pass the elbow.
Collar ties off.
Judges favor red.
Meregali gets the first judge's favor.
Definitely got to deal with these collar ties, this Vagner, though, because, again, they're going to wear him down. It's a very tall, big individual hanging on your head. Either creating space, getting the elbow tie. These are all good ideas for Vagner to do. Foot sweep's probably coming here. Watch the foot play here. Meregali has good foot play. He's got it. There it is. Oh, there's the attempt to the back. I think this is a key for Vagner on the feet, is to get around the back. Nice arm drag.
Oh, nice arm drag to the back attempt there by Meregali.
Again, arm drag with the foot sweep. Vagner dives onto the legs and try to explode up, but Meregali is now on top. This is not where Vagner wants to be. He's going to have to unlock those hands and just try to get to a single to get up and out. The hands locked together. Here comes Kimura. Hands locked together sort of marry you to the leg, which makes it more difficult for you to get up and out.
Meregali has this position. Look at the footwork of Nicholas Meregali.
This is not where Vagner wants to be, is on the bottom of Meregali's. Walking the legs sideways. The next step will be this right leg sliding through the waist. And again, walking under the hips is always a good idea. Here he goes. Walking into that angle. Oh, now he's just walked up his main defensive arm, so his mount slide through and mount. There it comes. Right underhook's pummeled up. Katagatami will be coming next.
Meregali now progresses to the mount of Vagner Rocha.
Yeah, he's fully mounted, underhook on this side. He's gonna move. He's got Katagatamis. He's got S mounts. Just
He's also got that smother.
Yeah, he does.
Potentially.
Depends on what he wants to do here. He might. Vagner gave him the he turned, so he gave up his back here.
Body triangle by Meregali. I will say Meregali just looking extremely focused in this match. Meregali talking to the corner of Vagner.
Now he's got this double ice. He's going to isolate his arm. Vagner trying to get under the legs. Trying to bring that left leg underneath that foot right there to free the body triangle. It's got to also keep in mind his upper body needs to stay safe here. There's a hand around the neck. Vagner needs to kick the left leg, bring it forward, actually kick it underneath. As long as he's defended the upper body ties, he can get out of the body triangle, but he could just set up a mount here as well. So
Nicholas with dominant control here. Getting the arms around the neck, trying to seal the deal here on Vagner Hosha.
Vagner got up and free there. Let's see if he can make an opportunity. I mean, this the upper body His upper body's free. Just got to free the body triangle, and they'll be able to spin out of this, but nope.
That's a big man on
Oh, it
back two.
is.
With that body triangle, that's a lot of pain.
It is.
Very uncomfortable position to be in.
You may see even Meregali just try to mount him, like force him back to the mount.
Judges favor Reis.
He's turning him back to the mount now. You can gift wrap that arm, and he's trying to turn him back to the mount. So he's.
And, you know, the one thing with Meregali, he doesn't want to be somebody that just dominates matches in submission and, sorry, gets position and decisions. He has submission in mind. That's what he talked about. That's why he loves the Who's Number One rule set, because it is submission only, and that's his game. He's always going for the submission. He can outscore you. He can dominate positions, but at the end of the day, he's submitting the majority of his opponents.
He's looking for Katagatami here. There is a side Katagatami. He's about there. If his chest slides over, you lock your bicep. And for the rear naked choke grip, it works when people are side on. He's almost has the angle there.
He almost has that sidearm trap. Maybe you can go for a rotolatine.
That's the side Katagatami. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's side on Katagatami, and so when the angle is
Shout
right.
out to the boys for their new submission. It's making waves.
Yeah, they're just very good at it from everywhere. Yeah, which is
3 minutes, 38 seconds left in this match.
But it's
Meregali in top position. Vagner doing everything he can to defend here. Covers half guard. And at this point, frames and space is about all you can ask for Vagner on the bottom here. But anything you do is just going to make your life a little bit more miserable because Meregali is in such a dominant position.
steps right back over. You might see Meregali. As it goes later and later, you might see him even try an arm lock here.
Yeah.
That he got spun out there. Vagner spun off, which was good for him. He should keep getting his hip high. Push on that knee, get the hip high. Maybe he can run forward and out, but nope. Meregali right back on the mount. An arm lock. See if he
Just hear the daughter of Jasmine Hosha saying he's trying to set up triangle, but it looks like he's going for that arm. Nicholas Meregali with just over 2 minutes left, looking for the arm bar of Vagner Rocha. This would be a first.
Yeah, and that's better. He switched his feet. Now he's got his feet locked the better way. This is tight. He doesn't have to hurry. There, he got it.
Nicholas Meregali submits Vagner Rocha in the main event of Who's Number 123. Dominant performance by this young man.
Very good job defending. Quite a bit of things going on, but you know, inevitable. Meregali controlled so well.
Meregali said he had a submission that he was eyeing, that he predicted. He didn't want to say what it was, but he will in the post.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner,